All right, man, we back. Motor City Sports Talk with a very, very detailed and special video coming. I hear the 49ers are trying to trade their two first round picks, 13 and 31. Could the Lions make a deal for those two picks and acquire D Ford or another 49er asset that they got available? Also, some buzz that the Lions may be considering taking defensive tackle Derrick Brown. He had a bad pro day, but very, very productive as a college player in his last year with Auburn. Let's get into it. We back, Mercy Sports Talk. We in the building. So it's time to talk about Derrick Brown, and then we kind of get into the 49er situation. I think Derrick Brown fits a big hole for the Lions. They have no starting defensive tackle that's reliable. Danny Shelton, he's just not a starting guy. If he was integral to what the Patriots done, the Patriots would have paid him a little bit more than what the Lions did, or matched what the Lions did to bring him back. So the Patriots let him go. How big of an integral part can he be? Deshaun Hand hasn't been healthy for the for the Lions, so you can't really count on him. So you need that defensive lineman that's going to be able to fit. My thing is, can Derrick Brown do what Patricia wanted him to do comfortably? Because we heard Snacks talk about some things, how they was putting him in positions that he wasn't comfortable with, like the 3 technique. So it has to be a fit. And one thing we know with Patricia is that he doesn't know what is an ideal fit for his defense. He tried to get 2 zone corners to come play 99.9% man coverage in his defense with Richard Sherman and James Bradbury. He brought Justin Coleman in last year, and he got torched like it was the Olympics in 2021. So he don't know what is the ideal fit for his team at all at certain positions. So if Derrick Brown is not comfortable playing the 3 technique and that's what they want him to play, then he can't be drafted here. And there's some depth there. You got a kid, Kinlaw from South Carolina, who's very resilient and overcame being homeless. You got another kid at Oklahoma who's a solid defensive tackle. I think you got another one from LSU. So you got depth at the defensive tackle position where you can find value later in the draft. Now, there has been some defensive tackles over the course of time that's failed that went as high as 3 and went into the top 10. So I'm not sure this kid is Ndamukong Suh, but he's a solid player. You feel what I'm saying? So if you feel that he a good fit for what your scheme is, then I'm not mad at it because it fills a need, and if the talent is there, that's what you got to do. So, Albert Breer, and I put an article from Clutch Points in the description from the NFL Network. Albert Breer said, the Lions may be leaning towards him, and I think he fit. But if you can move down and get Kinlaw, you get another guy later in the draft that can do what Derrick Brown can do, but better. But a certain thing don't work. Danny Shelton was one of those guys that, he had a historically bad or slow combine, and no defensive tackle that heavy and that slow or whatever had ever succeeded in the NFL or became a Pro Bowler. He went from Cleveland in New England. So, from what I'm understanding, his combine was very, very bad. So that may be kind of a future look at his work ethic. So if he's not prepared for a combine, he a big guy already, he lazy, I kind of would fall back. Now, if he has some season injuries that held him back from working out for the combine and he can validate that, then I would consider him as well. But he seemed to be productive. He seemed to be a good defensive tackle. But then again, kind of Lions got flashbacks of certain positions. Last time you took a defensive tackle from Auburn, Nick Fairley was lazy. He was inconsistent. He had some problems off the field. So with Derrick Brown, you got a guy that had a lazy combine, an inconsistent combine, and he coming from the same school. So, just like taking a tight end in the first round. They did it with Brandon Predigur. It didn't work out. They did it in the top 10. I think 9 with Ebron and 7 recently with T.J. Hockenson. It hasn't worked out yet. So, Lion fans could be a little bit gun-shy about the situation. But, like I continue to say, if you believe the talent is there, get them. But if you believe you can get the same value or close to the value later in the draft for Derrick Brown, then that's something you got to do. So that's just my humble opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think about Derrick Brown and drafting him. Mike Valenti seemed to be a little bit sour on him. I've been listening to him to the last few days. So with a terrible combine, and if you can move on and get him. So, if you ask me who would you want, Jeff Okudah or Derrick Brown, if Jeff Okudah is the better talent, then, you know what I'm saying, I'll take him. If Jeff Okudah is the better talent, I will definitely take Jeff Okudah. I'm very, very hesitant to draft. big fellas that's lazy. So let's get into it. The 49ers, a few days before the draft, saying they're willing to trade down in the draft. They're willing to trade their 2 first-round picks. And I'm saying, if you're the Lions, I would think about it. If I can trade the 3rd for the 13th and the 31st pick in the draft, and they can give me D Ford and maybe Marquise Goodwin or something like that, then that's something that I would consider. And I don't know how many Lion fans are open to that. The 13th pick, maybe that's a little bit far where you don't get Okuda, you don't get Derrick Brown, but you get a guy like Kinlaw in the back half of the draft. You get the 31st pick, and you got the 3rd pick in the 2nd round. Maybe that's something that people might open up to. If you can get a Pro Bowl pass rusher in D Ford, not sure if he was a pass rusher this year. He brings some speed to the defense. He brings something off the edge. Also, they got the receiver Pettis. I don't know if he can pretty much, rekindle some of the promise that he had in the 49ers. I'm not sure who else they are looking to move. Tevin Coleman might be a guy they might be looking to move. You can get a running back in the situation, a guy that got speed, and Coleman can catch it out the backfield. He can be the explosive back you need. And also, you trade down the draft with the 31st pick. Maybe you can flip that and get some other assets with that. So I think the 49ers might be a respectable trade partner if you can get some assets out of them to go with the first. They 2 number 1s. To move up to 3, I don't think that's adequate, capital to move up to 3. So they would have to give us Goodwin and a guy like D Ford to rush off the edge. And maybe you could put, Collins on the other side and D Ford on one side, and you instantly upgrade your athletic ability. Then if at 13 you can plug in the Kinlaw or Derrick Brown, or you still can get Okuda or CJ Henderson, then you looking good there. You know what I'm saying? So not sure what D Ford's salary looking like. Yes, he jumped off sides in the Super Bowl the AFC Championship a couple years ago. But he gives you a dynamic pass rusher to go on the other side of Collins and Trey Flowers. You add Marquise Goodwin. Yeah, he's been injured, but he give you a guy that Stafford can, stretch the field with and let Galladay and Marvin Jones and, Amendola work underneath. And if Goodwin is healthy, I would take both of them for the 2 number 1s. If we have to get them a 6th or a 5th later, that's something that I would consider. So, but with the 49ers jumping up to 3, I don't know who they would want at 3. Maybe Isaiah Simmons will fit what they want to do. Maybe it's a quarterback they may like up there. Maybe it's a, defensive tackle they may like. But that's something that Val Quinn should entertain. 13, 31, if you could flip that for D4, and also you could flip that for Marquise Goodwin. Maybe you send a receiver or another pass rusher over there or additional late round pick. That's something that I think the Lions should definitely be ideal to, man. And, at 31, people say, well, what's so intriguing about 31? You can take a running back. You can trade that for a player like Jamal Adams. I mean, you can do a lot of things there at 31. You have 2 of the next, 4 picks coming up. You can move down to the 2nd round and get additional 2nd and 3rd round picks. So I think the 49ers are the ideal trade partner that the Lions have been looking for. Is a little bit far down the draft with the Colts number 13 pick and the 31st pick. Yeah, but then again, you get additional picks and additional players. You fill a pass rush need with D Ford. You feel what I'm saying? Then you feel if you get Marquise Goodwin too, you feel a guy that can stretch the field. So now you got 2 receivers that can get down the field, and Marvin Hall and Marquise Goodwin. And Goodwin has been respectable down the field, especially you put him on the turf. You're not asking him to come here and be a full-time receiver. You just asking him to come in here part-time and be able to stretch the field. And that 31st pick, you can move down. The 13th pick, you can move down. So, I think that might be the deal they're looking for. Maybe not Miami. Maybe not, the Chargers if that don't work out. The 49ers are there, and you get 2 known commodities that can help this team out with speed. So, that's just the way I'm feeling about it. Let me know what you guys think about the whole situation, about maybe dealing with the 49ers for the 13th and the 31st pick, and D Ford and Marquise Goodwin, and maybe a late round pick coming from us in the 3rd pick. Let me know what you think about drafting Derrick Brown as well with the 3rd pick, or moving back and taking him. Like I said, he feels a critical need for the Lions. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Motor City Sports Talk. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All the links in the description. If you got business question, card response, video request, want to make a donation to the channel, Cash App, PayPal in the description. Appreciate the love support. Let me know what you guys think about the video. And I put the article from Clutch Link about Derrick Brown, basically maybe being on the Lions radar. Anything other than that, let me know in the comment section. Appreciate the love support, man. And I'm going to keep pumping the videos. Really, really pumped for the draft. And I'm still kind of getting used to it to being in prime time. Kind of messed me up this year with the draft spotlight with the channel getting hacked and also the combine